Having false realities of the situation will only cause us to have false expectations or false sense of hope. When you finally accept the reality, it allows you to relieve yourself from trying to control a situation you do not have any control over. Hola, ¿cómo están? Familia, how are we doing? We are going on, I think, 30 or 40 something days since the start of the stay at home rule, and I hope that you all are going through these times with optimism. In today's video, we will talk about a couple of things that you can do in order to cope with the situation at hand. I'm not a counselor nor a psychologist, so do not take these things that I will mention later on in the video as things that will definitely work. I pray that these help, but more than anything else, these are things that can possibly help you cope, even if a bit during this time. There's a lot that we will cover in this video, so let's get started. Again though, happy blessed Easter. Let us continue doing our part to help out with the current situation regarding coronavirus. Please see the CDC and WHO websites for more information from the expert. Let us look at the words from the gospel for inspiration. Is anyone among you suffering? He should pray. Is anyone in good spirits? He should sing praise. This verse is from James chapter 5 verse 13. Number 1, prayer is one of the things I always harp on here on this channel and on my page. What do I mean by that? I mean that in any moment we can pray. If the moment is bad, we can pray. If the moment is good, we can pray. If the moment is great, we can pray. If the moment is beyond crazy, we can pray. Sour, pray. Well, you get my point. Prayer becomes our own personal way to offer our personal intention to God. This virus has stirred a lot of emotions, so let us take this time to really develop our prayer life and build it up. Number 2, constant communication is key in today's world. Now, I might date myself here, but I think there is something to be said about good old-fashioned phone calls. I mean, you do remember when we used to pick up the phone and roll the roller on the number and do that for 9 digits until we dialed the phone number we wanted to call? Well, maybe that is a while before my time, but some things just do not go out of style. Having conversations through phone calls can give you a lift and get your mind off of this situation at hand. Phones now have the ability to connect us with video, which gives us an added bonus to just speaking across the phone. Communicate within your family, like actually speak to your family about different things. And texting is okay, but it is not the same. I am sorry, but texting is drier. Like, a person can write something through text, but their emotions are not relayed or transmitted through them. Maybe if you have been texting with one person for a while, but I mean communicate. Speak with your family. Speak over the phone. Speak and communicate. Like, seriously, converse. Number 3, along with the phones comes social media. Now, social media can be a double-edged sword. It can be a force for good or just outright bad. I'm obviously referring to the good aspect of social media. Social media has also, like phone calls or video calls, allowed us to connect with others during this time. And the beautiful way a lot of the faithful have been using social media now has been by helping connect and talk about faith, streaming masses, connecting with mass groups. Well, you get it. This has become an almost essential tool for people because it has at least bridged that gap for people to connect another way. Like, imagine 100 years ago during the last pandemic, people did not have phones. Like, this is a great tool if, and I repeat, if it is used for the right reasons. Number 4, this is obviously the greatest time to start up on a hobby that you wanted to start a long time ago, or start a brand new thing. Hobbies can consist of many different things. It does not necessarily mean draw or paint or stuff, but just start your hobby during this time. It will definitely develop your skills in the hobby you are working with and keep time passing by. Number 5, write in the journal. Now, there is a ton of ways you can take this option and apply, but the basic premise of writing in your journal is to really take your thoughts and emotions and put them in solid paper. Now, if you were to think down the line, When all of this is done, you can perceivably write a novel or a story using the journal as your guide. It can be an autobiography or it can be a fiction story. And even if it does not get that far, this journal will capture and take a snapshot of your mind during this time and hold it for all time. This is also something that can be therapeutic because it can allow you to let go of all that negativity in your mind and just let it go by writing it down. Number 6, grow. I mean, spiritually grow. We can all agree that we miss going to church, to go to mass, to receive the Eucharist, or to go to confession, or just to go and pray in silence in front of the Blessed Tabernacle. But if we just stop for a sec and look at some of the saints and how they managed during some of the difficult times, we can see they continue developing their faith in God. We can also see their perseverance. Look at St. Padre Pio. During the time he was removed from performing the Holy Mass, kept going on faithfully. Or St. Gregory the Great, when he found himself dealing with the pandemic during his papacy, he asked everyone to pray so there would be an end to the plague. Or even St. Monica, who continued praying for her son to come back to God even after a crazy start to his life. And while he went on to be known as one of the greatest saints in church history, St. Augustine. Now, the situations and saints that I mentioned might be different to our current situation, but in all instances, they persevered with what they had and what they could control: praying, reading the Bible, learning about the church, and gaining courage that they would make it past their difficulty. Let us reflect on these and many more saints who also persevered. And number 7, accepting the reality. Yes, I know. Let me explain. One thing that we need to do to be able to cope with this situation at hand is to grasp and accept the reality COVID-19 has changed our lives in 2020. Now, why do I mention this? I mention this because having false realities of the situation will only cause us to have false expectations or a false sense of hope. When you finally accept the reality, it allows you to relieve yourself from trying to control a situation you do not have any control over. It will allow you to move on and focus on the present moment and really take advantage of it. For some, the harsh reality of this pandemic is that they have lost loved ones, and that is a tough reality. But for others, instead of trying to wonder and think and explain what could have been done differently or when this will all be over, let us take the present time and live it fully. Obviously the right way, but take advantage of it by accepting the reality. COVID-19 has changed a lot of things in our life, and we complain a bit about not seeing our besties or friends or loved ones. However, if you made it to this part of the video, then that means you have Wi-Fi and you have time and you are at home possibly chilling. So my point is, let us count our blessings and remain positive, because for some this has been a tragic time in their lives. Question of the week: what do you do to cope with the current pandemic situation? Let me know in the comment sections down below. I will be pointing you again to YouTube sites where you can see the mass during this time when we are unable to go to the mass. Check out Kyrie Films and Spirit Juice on their YouTube channels for the masses. And if you know of any other YouTube channels that will be showing the masses, please put them down in the comment sections, obviously down below. Today, go and check out Libertas Alive. Make sure you check out the catalog and go support. The link is down below. I hope you all enjoyed this video. Hit that like button down below and consider subscribing to the channel if you enjoyed this video. That will continue to support us here on this channel. Also hit the bell icon to get notified when a new video drops. Keep praying, familia. Seriously, keep praying. Stay tuned for next week's video, and again, blessed Easter. Stay blessed. God bless. And that's a wrap. That's just like a literal measure of where the mic is actually supposed to be. Yeah, it has to do something with your forehead distance, but anyways, that doesn't matter. Be positive, man. Be positive. Stay positive, man. There's a lot of people out there who are struggling and are worse off. Obviously, the thing is not to compare with their current situation, but the whole thing is to really consider where we are and how blessed we are. We need to be a little bit more understanding that, you know, our situation could be a lot worse. I'm just saying. Yo, like I keep asking people, like, somebody told me, like, what they were telling me the point that, and it was actually a great point, like, basically told me that they, even if, okay, so conspiracies, right? They just keep coming up, like, okay, what peace does that conspiracy bring to me? What does it do? It doesn't do anything but get me more wondering and thinking and saying, well, this is could have been that, could have been. I don't even know what really happened. All I know is what I actually am seeing. I am actually seeing people suffer. I am actually seeing people really, really be affected by this, and I'm actually being affected by this. So even if all these theories come up, and some of them have some credence to it, some of them are just crazy. This ain't really the time for that. But now here's your shout out. Make sure you stay safe, stay out of trouble, and do your homework. You still need to do your homework. School's not done yet, by the way. You still got maybe a month and a half to go, but that's not the here nor there. But anyways, stay safe and keep washing your hands, people, and you obviously. To my shot, the person I'm shouting out here. Keep washing your hands.